Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Alwyn here. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. As always, a couple stimulus updates today, so let's get right into it. So the $2,000 stimulus checks are now a possibility. The Georgia Senate election, which was yesterday, played a large role in determining whether the Democrats or the Republicans would take control of the Senate. Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff has beat Republican Senator David Perdue by 55,000 votes. Additionally, as of today morning, Democrat Raphael Warnock beat Kelly Loeffler by over 73,000 votes. So now both Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock are both senators. They're Democratic senators, which means that the Democrats are the majority in the Senate right now, meaning that the majority of the government is also Democrats. The Georgia Senate election really determines the future of the $2,000 stimulus checks, like I was saying, as President Joe Biden has previously stated that whatever passes right now will only be a down payment. So he said the $600 stimulus checks, if they pass, even if the $2,000 stimulus checks pass, that would just be a down payment for what he and his administration are going to pass when the Democrats are to win the Georgia Senate election, which they did. This is huge because this will now prevent a political gridlock from occurring, right? If the Republicans were to win the Georgia runoff elections, that would mean that there would be a majority of Republicans. With the majority of Democrats in the House and a majority of Republicans in the Senate, well, you guys can understand there's always going to be this constant political gridlock where something goes through in the House but doesn't go through in the Senate, or just doesn't go through in the House at all and never comes to the Senate, as we're seeing now. But keep in mind, even if one Republican candidate was to win the Senate election, that would make the Republican Party the majority in the Senate, meaning that there would be a gridlock, which would mean that it would be very hard for the Biden administration to pass any legislation, and hence why this Georgia Senate election was super important. In a survey, 65% of Americans are wanting the government to issue $2,000 stimulus checks monthly during the entirety of the pandemic. This was supported by Senator Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris a few months back. Now, the $2,000 monthly stimulus checks have been gaining some support, as 78% of Democrats and 54% of Republicans and 60% of independents are in favor of the $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. Senator Mitch McConnell, however, as the Senate leader, refuses to bring the $2,000 stimulus check package in its current form to the Senate floor, right? We know that Senator Mitch McConnell wants a combined bill. He essentially wants to add a ton of different things there, so the Democrats will purposely not pass it. They won't even vote on it, and they won't even be in favor of it, and that's why he's calling for this combined bill, because he doesn't want the $2,000 stimulus checks in the first place. So if he puts together things that the Democrats hate, well, then it's not going to get voted on, so he gets what he wants. Representative Cheri Bustos fought against Mitch McConnell in his claims that the $2,000 stimulus checks were a universal cash giveaway to people that didn't need it. She stated that if you were to give $2,000 stimulus checks to the vast majority of people that spends it immediately on rent, bills, and debt, that will go right back into the economy, and for the most part, not going to people's savings account. Now, why is this really important that it's not going into people's savings account and it's actually being spent, the stimulus check money? Well, keep in mind, the stimulus checks are not effective and fails in its main or primary purpose if it fails to stimulate the economy, right? Stimulus checks should stimulate the economy, and if they don't stimulate the economy, there's no point in stimulus checks. So if the people are saving their money or just stashing cash under their bed constantly, this would result in slowing down or decreasing the velocity of money, or just the circulation of money, how fast money is being traded. And this would mean that people's money is not being used to drive other businesses, which need funding during these difficult times. Instead, if large amounts of people use this money as their savings, the economy would not grow and money would be printed out as higher and higher rates, resulting in inflation. However, Congressman Cheri Bustos states that since most of this money will be actually spent for businesses, paying off debt, actually stimulating the economy, it will serve its purpose. Many Americans still await for the state governments to release their $300 per week unemployment aid. 20 states so far have begun to issue payments as of yesterday. The remaining 30 states are still in the process of getting their computer systems configured in order to process the payments. In political news, President Trump and Biden were in Georgia during their last-minute campaigning for the Senate elections. At the rally, President-elect Joe Biden stated that electing Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock will break the political gridlock, like I said, that has gripped Washington and the nation. With their votes in the Senate, We will make progress necessary on jobs, healthcare, justice, the environment, and many other factors. Trump was at the Georgia Senate election supporting Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue and continued to push his claims for voter fraud, telling the crowd that he would fight in all his power in order to hold on to his presidency. Kelly Loeffler stated that she would also spend her time objecting President-elect Joe Biden's certification. Political analysts have been stating that these claims have been diminishing the Republican Party's truth and reputation, ultimately hurting their chances of winning in the Senate election because it makes the Republicans in Georgia lose faith in the voting system, as they believe it is scandalous and unfavored in their direction, resulting in more and more Republicans boycotting away from the voting system. Furthermore, many Republicans are angered by Senator Mitch McConnell and his actions to block the $2,000 stimulus package. Democrats have used all this disorganization of the Republican Party and disunity in their favor and using it to boost support of how things should change if the Democrats were to take control of the government. Senator Hawley, along with 11 other senators, have signed his statement supporting the objection of President-elect Joe Biden. However, a majority of Republicans have conceded to President-elect Joe Biden's certification, which obviously President Trump was very unhappy about. Senator Toomey said he voted for President Trump and re-endorsed his re-election, but on Wednesday, I intend to protect our form of government by opposing his interests. So big shift there. However, time is running out for President Trump and his administration. It is nearly impossible for President Trump to get back into office now. Hopefully you guys all learned something and enjoyed the video. I thank you all for your tremendous support. I do appreciate it a lot. Make sure to drop a like down on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on those post notifications so that way you're aware of when I do upload my next video. Comment down below. Till next time, peace.